everyone, welcome to our fifth Let Me Read It to You so you don't have to video post. Today we are discussing the topic of how to make learning English fun and engaging for kids. Learning English doesn't have to be a boring, repetitive task filled with worksheets and memorization. In fact, the best way for kids to absorb and retain a new language is through fun, interactive and engaging experiences. You know, when children enjoy learning, they become more motivated, more confident and engaged to actually practice. Let me start by sharing my personal experience with fun learning. One of the biggest reasons I developed a love for language was my mum and the way she approached English learning at home. Our house was always filled with music, books, arts, and activities that encourage conversation and engagement. You know, we would sing different genres of music in the car on the way to school. We'd listen to audiobooks on road trips and read all kinds of books together. You know, some of these were hard, some of these were easy. We even put on plays and performances at home. You know, everything we did involved language in a natural, enjoyable way. And my mum always engaged with us during or after each activity. Looking back, I realise how much of an impact this had on my language development. You know, it wasn't just about learning English. It was about making it fun, relevant and meaningful. You know, as an educator, I've worked in schools that have both embraced and ignored this approach. The difference is clear. You know, kids who get to have fun with the topic through creativity and hands-on learning are the ones who develop a better understanding and actually retain the language for a long time. Learning is fun, and it's my job as an educator to make sure my students experience that. This now brings us to ways to make English learning fun and engaging. Tip number 1. Turn learning into a game. Kids love games, and using them as a teaching tool can make English lessons far more enjoyable. You know, try word puzzles, scavenger hunts, or even board games that encourage vocabulary building and sentence formation. Online games and apps can also be great tools for practicing spelling, grammar, and reading comprehension. This also doesn't feel like work, so they can be good tools as well. Tip number 2. Use music and songs. Songs are a fantastic way to help kids remember vocabulary and sentence structures. Sing along to English songs, learn rhymes, or even encourage kids to create their own songs using new words that they've learned. Music makes language more memorable and it helps with pronunciation and rhythm as well. Tip number 3, incorporate storytelling and role-playing. Children naturally love stories, so use storytelling as a way to introduce new words and expressions. You know, whether it's reading books together, acting out scenes, or even making up their own stories, kids will develop their creativity and language skills at the same time while they do this. You know, role-playing different scenarios, like ordering food at a restaurant or pretending to be a news reporter. These help build real-world communication skills. Tip number 4, encourage hands-on learning. Language doesn't always have to involve a book or a screen. Activities like cooking while following an English recipe, doing simple science experiments with English instructions, or even creating arts and crafts with vocabulary words in English. All of these things allow kids to engage in an active way. You know, we want these to mimic real-life situations. Point number 5, connect English to their interests. The best way to keep kids engaged is to tie English learning to the things they already love. They enjoy sports. Talk about games, scores, players, things that they did in the game. If they like video games, have them explain their favorite characters or storylines or challenges, things like this. When learning is connected to their own passions, it becomes more meaningful and enjoyable as well. Now, point number 6, create a supportive learning environment. Encouragement goes a long way in making kids feel comfortable and excited about learning. Celebrate their progress, praise their efforts, and make English learning a positive experience. When kids feel supported, they're more likely to take risks and actually develop their confidence in their own abilities. This brings us to final thoughts. The key to English learning success isn't just about practice. It's about how that practice happens. When kids have fun with the process, they stay motivated, engaged, and eager to learn more. Whether through music, games, storytelling, or hands-on activities, making English enjoyable will actually help them develop the confidence and long-term language skills. At GKEA, we believe learning should be an exciting adventure. Our student-centered approach ensures that every child experiences English in a way that's fun, interactive, and tailored to their unique interests. Because when kids enjoy learning, they thrive. This brings us to the end of blog post number 5. I hope the tips were helpful in giving you some ideas about how to make English learning fun. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Bye!